Hey guys, what's up? Scottish Duck here once again, and I haven't done one of these in a while, have I? And it's a bit of a bother right now, because frickin', as you can see, YouTube's fucking changed, and the personal messages is all in a clusterfuck, because you can't tell if something's been read or not yet, and it's so annoying. Okay, how many? Oh my god, this is inconvenient as fuck, YouTube. Why are you doing this? Why you made it so that you can't tell if you've actually read a message or not? Right, there's 20 on each page. Oh wait, hold on. I think I know how to get this. So this is going to take a while. So I'll start by explaining some stuff. Right, Q&A is still currently closed. I'm just getting through the last 413 questions I have here. And yeah, I'll be sure to put a little description on my channel saying when it's back up, so you can all start spamming my inbox with messages that I've already answered, most likely about Kingdom Hearts or Heroes on the Move, or maybe even Ratchet & Clank 4 for 1 or 1 for All, whatever the fuck it's called. Anyway. Hold on. This is hard. Seriously, you can't navigate anything. I'm trying to find the first message here. Where is it? Oh, come on. I'm probably gonna miss out on some of your messages, guys, because this is so friggin' awful. Seriously, YouTube, fix this, alright? I want to know whether or not I've read a fucking message or not. God damn it, I'm going through them all, looking at the little number, waiting for it to go down so that I know it's a friggin' new message. This is, okay, fun tip, here we go. Right, what was the last message? Was that the last message? Okay. Crazy Cracker 994. You've likely heard about the recent change in the voice actor lineup in the Sonic series. What are your thoughts on Sonic being voiced by the guy who played Chris Redfield in Resident Evil 5? Would you rather they kept the character mute altogether? I would seriously have liked it if they kept Sonic mute for all these years, you know, like Mario, Link, and a bunch of other important mascots, you know. It's just rude. I don't think it's killed the character, but I think he should stay mute, really. As for the new voice actor, it's not really a big deal to me. This is just a thing to shut up us internet people who like to complain about the voices so much. And yeah, I am curious to hear what it sounds like. And yes, I know about those leaked things from Alton Towers. I was gonna go there, by the way, and ride the Sonic Spinball, but not anymore. But anyway, here's one from Samurai Don. Oh crap, 4 questions. One, do you get nervous when recording, or one of your family member might walk in past the door and might that you talk to yourself? Now, they all know I do this. I don't think they fully understand what I actually do, but they do know that at least 2 or 3 times a week I will sit down to scream at the TV. But yeah, nah, I never get nervous. It's a weird feeling. You know, maybe this is what a big... Okay, I'm exaggerating. It's like I'll just say I don't get nervous at all anymore, okay? So yeah, you just get so used to it, and yeah, okay. Do you like Iron Brew? Yes, I do. Awesome drink. Do you watch Doctor Who, and if so, who is your favourite Doctor? Can't say I watch it, sorry. Do you watch Have I Got News for You? No, I don't. Yeah. Hey, here's one from Punk 10000000. Hey Scottish Duck, would you think it would be cool if they would have made a part 2 of Psychonauts? Would you rather it be next gen? I don't know. I'd rather Tim Schafer did something new every generation. I've said that before, you know. I really hope there's not a bright light friggin' in the lens, by the way. Not that much, and I'm sort of blocking it anyway, but okay. Yeah, I've kind of answered that question. Right. Derek is Juju. Do your folks ever get on your case about the amount of games you play? My dad used to. He used to be like, you should get out and get a life, you. But then and then it was like a few years ago he kind of stopped caring, and then I became popular on YouTube, and he's like, "Oh, you want some money for a new game, son? Okay, what's that? Red Dead Redemption? Here's 40 quid. Go buy it. You gonna let's play it?" And I'm like, "Oh, Dad, I can't let's play a brand new game." He's like, "Oh, well, give me my money back." Okay, that's an exaggeration, but yeah, something like that. Alright, here's one from Jason0461. Just wondering, going back to the past on Ratchet & Clank Future Tools of Destruction, what did you think of Ratchet's new design on his face? I didn't think there was any difference. I've heard a lot of people complain about that, about how Ratchet looks off compared to the PS2 games, and yeah, there was a change. He went in high definition, that's it. He looks exactly the same as he does in the PS2 era, so I don't know what everybody's all about with that. Anyway, here's one from Airwackies. Question: what's your opinion on Sega saying they won't work on Shenmue 3 till they can get a supporter from one of the current consoles? They kept turning down Okay, basically you're asking what do you feel? Yeah, I did read about this, about Sega saying they won't make Shenmue 3 until they get like some support about it. I can't blame them that much, because it is a big risk, you know, but it does sound like they're willing to spend that much money on it, to be honest, from what you can read here. I can only hope they do, and as far as not getting Shenmue 3 is concerned, I'm still like scared of the day that game does eventually come out, because it's bound to happen, because Sega and every other company under the sun is all for bringing back old franchises these days. We're turning into Hollywood here, and yeah, so it probably will happen at some point, but let's just hope they put the right care and love into it as they did the first two games. Right, here's one from RexBunny1. Please let's play Spore Creatures. No, and learn to spell. Stay in school. Here's one from RockerBro3371. What do you use for your Let's Plays? My voice. Next question. I have Nathan Street. I have two questions. Which do you like more? The first Ratchet and Clank games for PS2 or the Ratchet Clank Future series for the PS3? There are a lot of subtle differences between those two series, like, overall, I'm gonna go for the PS2 ones. The Ratchet and Clanks in the PS3 were awesome. I think the reason I'm not as keen on them is because they are pretty easy in comparison. You know, the PS2 ones, they have a lot more challenge and have a lot more nostalgia for them. And I don't know, there's something about them that made me enjoy them a bit. Well, then again, the Ratchet and Clank Future series are probably my favourite series in the PS3, because I love this series as a whole so much, and yeah, but the PS2 ones, I'll go for that. Right, which games are you looking forward out of the most that were announced at E3 this year? E3 was months ago, but mind you, this message was sent like a month ago. In fact, over a month ago, that's how friggin'... Yeah, I think I've already answered this. The highlight for me was Yakuza 4, even though that wasn't technically an E3 announcement. Sega announced it a few days before E3, but yeah, that was my highlight. So, anyway, here's one from Soul Reaper 891. What is your next LP gonna be? You asked that like a month ago, so I'm gonna give that a miss. I hope you understand. Worms 3D Dude 7. I know I already asked a question, but I think someone already asked a similar question. How would you feel if a company that used to make consoles like Atari or Sega made a new console? I'd be fucking over the moon, especially Sega. You know, they'd be back into that era. It'd be really hard to do, because, you know, they'd have to make loads of... Actually, I'm wondering if Sega... I don't know. Because back in the day, during like Mega Drive and Dreamcast and all that, they were making hundreds of original games, you know. And sadly, fun, unique, original games don't sell well anymore, do they? All that sells is Madden and Call of Duty and Guitar Hero and... yeah. I hate to sound like a total, cynical bastard there, but it's true, and I don't want to see Sega go into that, you know. Even though they don't publish the best games, they at least publish, you know, original games, so, yeah. There's One from Spider Onyx. Are you worried about getting suspended by these stupid YouTubers? And this is about this false flagging thing that was over like a month ago, so I'll skip that. Here's one from Broad Asquase, and you've asked like a paragraph, and I see in here you've got Heroes on the Move somewhere within this paragraph, so I'm just going to assume it's a question on Heroes on the Move. Sorry. Alright, next question. Have you ever played Diablo 2, and if so, would you ever do an LP of it? Never played Diablo, I'm not a PC gamer, sorry. Here's one from a Quick Vid Guy. Have you ever thought of having Nintendo Capri Sun on one of your Let's Plays as a guest host, like through a live video chat or something? I don't talk to Nintendo Capri Sun. I've never even really watched any of his videos, but I do know he is a very popular Let's Player, and more power to him. And he also got suspended by that false flagger, but he's back, thankfully. But I don't know, it's not my place to say. Like I say, we don't talk, so yeah. Anyway, and here you've answered another question in a different message. Why do you always complain about background noises showing up in the commentary audio when hundreds of times we've heard nothing? Because it's funny, okay? People like to hear me complain about stupid shit, okay? Like I just spit all over the keyboard. That's funny, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, the Virus 513 writes, have you played the Disgaea games, and if so, did you like them? Kind of already answered this. Next question. Don't testify. 12 minus 6 Cloud, yes or no? If you understand what I mean, I'm just joking. You're just joking? Well, it's not funny. Sorry. Multi-Yogi Bear. Alright, I didn't get that, whatever. Okay, do you play co-op games like Ratchet Gladiator with your family? Have you ever played Guitar Hero or Rock Band? I have Guitar Hero 2. I got it because of Freebird. Love that song. Never played Ratchet Gladiator with my family, so yeah. Next, and no other co-op games in all honesty. Right. Here's Roscoe Pico Train. What is your all-time favourite PS2 game? I'm going to have to go with Ratchet and Clank 3. Up your arsenal. My favourite Ratchet game. Here's one. Are you gay or do you have a girl? Do you guys want this guy's username so that you control the fuck out of him? Actually, I think I'll spare him that torture, you know. Funnily enough, he sent a link to my top 10 Scottish Duck Fails video that my friend Tekka made for me on my birthday. I don't know why he sent that, but oh well. Anyway, right, Big Game Nerd. What is the hardest game of all time? Already kind of answered that. Okay, Tuxman V. Urgent, answer this. Percentage mark, dash, and symbol thingy, and yeah, a bunch of symbols. Man, this must be serious. Sorry, that was to catch your eye. Aw, anticlimactic. Right. What is your least favourite game? Next question.